Nate Robinson is a 5'9" former NBA star and a 3-time dunk champion from Seattle, Washington. He gave the small guys hope before Isaiah Thomas was around. He's played on 8 different NBA teams and at one point averaged 17 points per game, but hasn't played in the NBA in several years. So where is he now? To get the full story, we'll start from the very beginning of his career. Nate Robinson was a star in high school track, football, and of course basketball. At only 5'9", it seems that his athleticism came from his father, who was a star in college football and played in the NFL on the Philadelphia Eagles for only one season before a career-ending injury. As a senior, Nate Robinson led his high school basketball team to a 28-1 record and won the state championship in 2001 and 2002. He averaged nearly 18 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals a game for that season, and this led him to being named the AAA State Player of the Year in Washington. He would go on to attend the University of Washington on a football scholarship and play one season before deciding to only focus on basketball starting in his sophomore season. He would finish off his college football career with 2 interceptions and an amazing 34 tackles in the Sun Bowl in 2002. His freshman basketball season was the next year in 2002 and 2003. He was named to the 20-player National All-Freshman team, ranked 17th among Pac-10 players, and led his team in scoring with 13 points a game. He once again averaged 13 points per game his sophomore season, and in his junior season, he led the Washington Huskies to a Sweet 16 appearance. Instead of attending his senior season, he decided to declare for the NBA draft in April of 2005. Nate Robinson was picked 21st overall in the 2005 NBA draft by the Phoenix Suns, before being traded to the New York Knicks that same night. He started 26 of the 72 games he played in his rookie season and averaged 9 points and 2 assists. His highlight of his rookie season was at Madison Square Garden, where he scored 17 points and hit a game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer in overtime against the Philadelphia 76ers. He'd go on to win the 2006 Slam Dunk Contest, beating Andre Iguodala. His best dunk came when he dunked over former dunk champion Spud Webb and got a perfect 50. In the 2006 and 7 season, in a game against the Denver Nuggets, Robinson's teammate Marty Collins gave a hard foul to J.R. Smith, which led to a fight between Nate and J.R. that saw them throwing punches and falling into the crowd. This fight led to the entire Knicks and Nuggets team fighting, and saw Nate Robinson being suspended for 10 games. He'd go on to return to the 2007 dunk contest, but lost to Gerald Green. In the 2007 and 2008 season, he stepped up his scoring to almost 13 points a game and a career-high 45 against the Portland Trail Blazers. Nate would once again compete in the 2009 Slam Dunk Contest, which saw him dunk off of teammate Wilson Chandler's back. In the finals, he faced Dwight Howard. Dwight performed his popular Superman dunk, so Robinson switched to the green Knicks alternative jerseys to represent Kryptonite, which he referred to as his Kryptonite outfit. He won the dunk contest once again with a 52% fan vote by jumping over the near 7-foot Dwight Howard. In the 2009 and 10 season, after disagreements with the Knicks coach Mike D'Antoni, Nate Robinson was out of the Knicks rotation for a month. His agent wanted him traded, but on January 1st, he was finally added back to the lineup, and in his first game back, he came off the bench against the Atlanta Hawks. In this game, he scored 41 points, leading the Knicks to an overtime win. He scored 21 of the Knicks' last 25 points of the game, and outscored the Hawks by himself in overtime, proving that he deserves his spot. 1 month later, on February 13, 2010, he once again won the dunk contest, making him the only 3-time champion in history. Just 5 days later, Nate Robinson was traded to the Boston Celtics. For the remaining games of the season, Nate only averaged 6 points and 15 minutes a game because he was now the backup for Rajon Rondo, who averaged 37 minutes a game. This didn't stop him from making a splash in the playoffs. Rondo suffered a small injury in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Orlando Magic. Nate stepped up and scored 13 points in 13 minutes to help secure the victory. And in the NBA Finals, Robinson and Glenn Davis helped lead the Celtics to a 14-2 run in Game 4 of the Finals, also securing a victory there. but they go on to lose to the Lakers in Game 7, so Robinson never got a ring. During the next season, on February 24th, 2011, Nate Robinson was traded to the Thunder along with Kendrick Perkins for Jeff Green and Nenad Kristic. They made it to the conference finals, but Robinson fell out of the playing rotation once again. On Christmas Eve of 2011, right before the beginning of the lockout season, Nate was waived by the Thunder. 11 days later, he signed with the Golden State Warriors. He averaged 11 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds for the shortened season. On July 31st, 2012, he signed with the Chicago Bulls due to Derrick Rose tearing his ACL. He started 23 games and came off the bench behind Kirk Heinrich for the rest. Nate would have streaks of amazing play throughout the year, being named the Eastern Conference Player of the Week one week for averaging 18 points, 7 assists, and 2.5 steals, along with 53% from the 3 in 4 games. Also in a 19-game stretch, he averaged 19 points and 5 assists, which included a win over LeBron James and the Miami Heat to end their 27-game winning streak. They made the 5th seed in the playoffs that year, and in a series against the Nets, the Bulls were down 14 points with 3 minutes left. Nate scored 12 straight points to send it to overtime, and the Bulls won in triple overtime. He finished that game with 34 points and 23 in the fourth quarter, which was 1 point shy of the Bulls' record for most points in a quarter set by Michael Jordan, but they'd still fall to the Miami Heat. After averaging over 16 points per game in the playoffs with the Bulls, his career would take a turn for the worse when he chose to sign with the Denver Nuggets. He played 2 seasons there, only averaging 7 points a game. Towards the end of the 2014 and 15 season, he signed a 10-day contract with the Clippers, but he'd get injured before a longer contract could be offered. He then came back at the beginning of the 2015 and 16 season, where he'd sign a 1-year contract with the Pelicans before getting waived after only 2 games, where he never scored a point. This was the last time he was seen on an NBA court. So where is he now? On March 17, 2016, Nate Robinson signed with the Hapoel Tel Aviv of the Israeli Basketball Premier League, the same league that Amari Stoudemire joined. Nate scored 46 points in a playoff game against Stoudemire's team, the Hapoel Jerusalem. The seasons are much shorter there, and in 14 games, Nate Robinson now averaged 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. After the season ended in June of 2016, Nate Robinson followed the career path that he almost took and tried out for the Seattle Seahawks at 32 years old. Seahawks coach Pete Carroll stated that if anybody could make the transition, it would be Nate Robinson. Even though he said this, Nate didn't make the team, so he played for the 76ers D-League team in 2017, which is why tanking is confirmed because they could have used him. And now on April 3rd, 2017, Nate Robinson signed with the Gueros de Lara basketball team of Venezuela. He would go on to win the championship and MVP that year. So after 10 seasons in the NBA, at only 33 years old, close to the same age as LeBron James, Nate Robinson is out of the NBA and doesn't look like he'll be returning anytime soon. This is sad to see because he's had spurts of greatness and there's many teams out there that could use him as a backup point guard.